That was the right button. Hello and welcome. My name is Tony Spruce and welcome to the first stream on this series. And someday I will learn my shortkeys, I promise. Alright, back behind me you also see the reason for this stream, as we have a bit of work to do. A bit of redstone work, so to speak, in context of our kelp farm. Because as you can't see from the outside, but we have an automatic setup with an automatic smelter. However, we only have one kelp chamber, and if you've ever made a farm of this kind yourself, you might know it's kinda slow. And 3 smokers are a bit too fast for it, so we have to expand on that. But I've been busy in between the episodes. Do I have your feedback? By the way, let me know if music is too loud, the game's too quiet or anything of that. I've gathered resources today, so we don't have to do that on stream, even though me struggling through the nether might be fun. But I hope I have everything. These are all the special blocks we need, then of course lots of cobblestone and... not blackstone, deep stone, deep slate, to pretty it up. And finally have the farm running again. If you haven't seen the episode on the farm, I might show you the inner guts of the farm. We have here the upper track, where the kelp arrives from the farm, from the kelp chamber itself, and then we have another minecart, which brings the dried and crafted kelp blocks back to the smokers, that's what the name is called. So we don't have to fuel it by hand. The issue, however, is that a dried kelp block is enough for 20 drying processes, and if we only have 3 wet kelp in there and 1 full block, then most of it would go to the waste. That is why we have to expand the farm. Even though the output rates by now manually putting the kelp blocks in is already quite good, as you can see. In a way, probably we could also just remove 2 of the smokers and have the farm running as it is. Would work, but you know, 3 looks just much better. Because of that, we have to expand that nonsense. And for that we have to do a bit of digging, and maybe I should put my Fortune 3 pickaxe away, as you can see is already pretty much dead. Which is quite sad that it always goes so slow. We might have to go fishing for mending again. But I've made another one with just efficiency and unbreaking 3, as we have more than enough diamonds. And the other plan, if I can find the right corridor, is as soon as the farm is done, we have also a glass window here, so we can see it from the mine. Not from the mine, from the mine cart. But let's start digging, shall we? Otherwise we won't get finished today. I mean, there's no rush, to be honest. But still. I don't want this to be a 5-hour stream. Also, I think can then open this up. And we also have to think about the minecart line, because this setup currently, the issues are more on the other side, where it doesn't really equally distribute the kelp, which can cause problems. Alright, how far is that supposed to be? I think the chamber is 6 blocks wide. Yeah, how much distance do we have here? Well, that's the row of the observers, so okay. It's pretty much back to back then. So the other observers will go here. Okay, it saves a bit of redstone, which is not too bad. Are these pillagers again? I'm telling you, there are so many pillagers in this world, it's horrifying. Definitely pillagers. I am considering to actually use a game rule to disable them from spawning, because at that point I'm really just annoyed by them, you know? I'm slowly but surely getting to the point where my gear is strong enough that they don't pose any risk to me, but just having to deal with them significantly? No. Always, all the time, constantly. That's the word. It's just so annoying. And it also reminds me that we are not really that low down. Even though to me it feels like we are in the basement 50 blocks down, but we are not. Which has caused me quite a headache with sand, but this side should be fine because I think there's just dirt and grass up there. So we shouldn't have any cave-ins. So wonderful to have a diamond pickaxe. Haven't I done parts of this farm still with stone? No, not with stone. Gosh. But with iron? I think I have. Must have been quite painful. Alright, let's do some counting. The farm is 6 wide. 6 wide. 2, 4, 6, and then we need 2 more rows, 2 more rows. Yeah, and that awful repeater clock will also be gone then, once we have finished. I don't think we will really need it then anymore. I had put it in for now, because as I've said, the issue with the current setup and with the little amount of kelp we are producing is that the minecart has difficulty to distribute the kelp evenly over the 3 smokers. Especially if it only ever picks 1 kelp at a time. And that clock should stop that. And the theory is the more kelp in one minecart on one load, the more evenly it gets distributed. But it didn't really work out that well, did it? Therefore, increasing the chambers, or the number of chambers, is the only option we really have here. How deep must they even dig? It's completely open here. And we also have to break open this. Yes, there's a wood. Wonderful. Maybe then I have a clear idea what I have to do and what not. You know, digging and talking at the same time. Always challenging. Alright. Okay, we are quite high up. Still a lot of digging to do. Oh, and we still have this water source. I experimented with that. Or was it my infinite water source? Oh, whatever. We close it up. We have water buckets now. We have enough iron for that. Imagine. Yeah, I know, pillager. I know. Crazy. I hope that some of these days I will find an iron vein, as this would solve all of our problems. But then again we have fortune 3. So, that works. That works. But let me now remove the tea bag from my tea, as I've come prepared for a laid-back grind stream. Or build stream more, rather than that. As I've done all the grinding beforehand, at least I hope. Maybe we have to go do more deep slate digging. That is totally a possibility. And these dudes, I swear, is it nighttime? Okay, then maybe we sleep the night away and then I'm going to kill them. Because I can't do with these noises. There's a group in the water, but it's not them that I'm hearing. Can't be. But where are those that I'm hearing? Huh? Yeah, that's odd. Must be somewhere. They can't have run so far. Okay, no pillagers here. Alright. Alright, maybe it's the same group, and they have just decided to run away, which is fine with me. I won't hunt them down in the water. They can just swim away and eventually despawn. Alright, back to this madness. Thanks, I will enjoy the tea. It's a very good one. I think it's called something like Snow Dream. Doesn't taste like snow though. Which I think is a good thing. Okay, but the noises have gone. Good. Very good. Alright. Back to focusing what I'm actually doing. Maybe let's start with the wooden facade. I think the glass is 4 blocks high. Yeah. So the cutout needs to be 6 blocks in total. And we do have stairs, which is wonderful. And of course we have to replace, well, that misplaced stair, of course. But also these blocks. As apparently I haven't done it here. And I've only noticed that now, which is horrifying. But those blocks were misplaced all the time. I think it's a couple of episodes now. Okay, that's dark oak, and that's drip dark oak. Can I reach it? Yeah. I recently changed my FOV, and they're still confusing me quite a bit. Always, sand is flush with the ground, so we have to dig it out one deeper. And it's 8 deep, right? I think so. And it's dark, it's already the maximum brightness. Maybe I do have to use some mods for that eventually. think those were 7, so one more. One more. And we're certainly getting there. Alright. Then we certainly have to remove the back wall, and we have to think about accessing the whole thing. Maybe through here? Oh, let's just dig something out for now. Because having an access way for the redstone isn't a bad idea. So that should... Yep, awesome. Okay, good. Good, good. My inventory is already full. That is not so good. Let's not stop that minecart that happened before. Alright. Drop all of this mess. Yep, old stone chests are full to the brim. Alright, nothing I can do about it. So we have deep slate bricks on the lowest row. That is something we can do. Let's bring them in the hotbar. Three, then just cobblestone in the corner. Don't need anything pretty there. And what is that? I think that was also some kind of a test. I don't know, I'm just finding random holes. Which is not good, I suppose. And then we should craft pistons. All of the pistons. Maybe just 32. One now, which we need for this one chamber, but... Okay, need to make more chests. Because apparently... Also this wall of chests is already overflowing. I might need to do a storing system. Proper storage system eventually, or rather pretty soon. Could be a smart idea. Don't know. Alright, pistons. Iron, redstone, wood and cobblestone I think is all we need, right? Maybe. Maybe. There goes hoping. That should be... Maybe the other way around? Oh. Yeah, I'm always doing it wrong. I don't know why. No. Here we go. Gosh, it's not that difficult. I promise, I'm playing this game for many years. Maybe we should also fill in this completely. Oh no, it's getting dark again. Horrible. Horrible. Just horrible. More deep slate on the back wall. And then we need observers. For that we need quartz and just cobblestone? No, also red. Something like that. Right? Alright, I have to look it up. Ah, it's 2 redstone. Alright. You see, I'm not a redstoner. I can't remember the recipes. Okay, we have enough cobblestone. Perfect. And then... how have I powered them? Okay, just a redstone line behind them. So then we need also deep slate here. As deep slate kinda has become my default redstone block to put redstone on top of. And I mean, as it's a block that does not spawn naturally anywhere, I think. Except for ruined portals. Right? But certainly not underground, so it's ideal for that purpose. I should watching what I'm doing. Also, that was not necessary. Oh boy. Oh boy. Alright, a redstone line here, another one there. Then we can also close this up again. Put all the blocks on top of here so we don't have any accidental spawns. No, don't want creepers in your redstone. That doesn't mix. Oh, we have to open it up again. Because... yep. We have to place them from behind. Alright, alright. Can we even... go? Okay, we can. Awesome. Yeah, I remember I've struggled with it also the first time. Alright, then we can close it up. As we shouldn't need to access this like ever. At least if we have done the redstone correctly, then that should be fine. Okay, here goes... wait. Am I doing that wrong? I think I need blackstone here, don't I? Yeah, of course, because that cobblestone would be visible otherwise. For the second chamber that will hopefully go much smoother. Fingers crossed. Alright, is my tea at a drinkable temperature? Yep, it is. Wonderful. Yes, I'm doing it correctly now. Somehow it feels like I'm doing something wrong, but I don't. Oh, but I'm actually doing something wrong. Because that's where the glass gonna go. Alright. But that's an easy enough fix. Then also we don't need... nope. No sand here. You know, that's why always everything takes forever to build. Because you have to do everything twice. At least I do. Maybe that's just a me problem. Wouldn't be surprised. Alright, maybe let's bring some scaffolding in. We don't have to make it harder for ourselves than absolutely necessary. Uh-huh. Okay, good. No, not cobblestone. Then the other side. Deep slate. Redstone. Observer. Deep slate. Piston. Awesome. And it works. Yeah, and because they touch, or this redstone line works for both sides. But that has a different reason why this is always powering. Uh-huh. Okay. Yeah. Alright. Will that... Okay, nope, that doesn't help. Okay, how do I stop that noise machine now? Okay, let's worry about that later. If I borrow a repeater from here... Put redstone there... And... yeah, let's make the circuit shorter. Why not? Why not? Then we need to power it again. Okay, that's not good. Alright, it doesn't need to be perfectly. It's not much shorter the clock, but... that is fine. That is fine. It's gonna be torn away actually pretty soon anyway. As we need that space. Alright, the next line of blackstone. Some redstone here and some observers on top. Right. Really need to, yeah, all the way to the front, otherwise it doesn't place correctly. Good. Alright, then the functional bit of the first chamber is already done, isn't it? Do we leave that open on the sides? Do we have it open on the other side? Actually have. Okay, why not? Doesn't hurt. But we should fill in this. And more deep slate here. And fill in the ceiling. Oh, there's a block there. Or rather a torch. Go away. Here we go. All right. Yeah, focus, Tony. Focus on what you're doing. Well, that's why your pickaxes are always dead. And why there's a zombie growling. Probably nighttime. Okay, we have a torch here and a torch there. Because I don't want any spawns in here. As you probably can understand. Okay, good. Then the ceiling. I think we have used the smooth or polished. Deep slate and pumpkins. What's the pumpkin spacing? It's on the third observer row and the sixth. Okay, that makes sense. Polished deep slate, yeah. Alright, 2 stacks of those, and then my trusty jack-o'-lanterns. And maybe also some Stark Oak to fill in this annoying gap. Can also fill in those sides, I believe. Don't need them to be open. How tall is the ceiling? Well, there's 2 blocks above the observers. Good, perfect. One thing that works out. Oh, it's getting daytime apparently. Now let's use a scaffolding. That's what it's for. Alright. Here we go, and... do they need to face a certain direction? Or am I just placing them wherever, however? Alright. Then finally, endless fuel, without us doing anything. But we are still missing the bamboo farm, which will also be very important. And maybe I just stop that clock now entirely. Because it will not get in the way, and this can just collect meanwhile. That's totally fine with me. Alright. It's a bit awkward that it's open like that, but yes, that's fine. That needs to be deep slate, of course, so the whole wall needs to be deep slate. Oops. Is that... oh, that's old. Can definitely fill in this. Originally I had the collecting system underneath, and that is where that stems from. Of course I built myself in. Why wouldn't I? Alright, have we missed anything? I don't think so. Alright. Well, then maybe let's think about the minecart. How we want to do that. What do we need? Track, power tracks, levers. I think that should be everything. Let's dump off some of the trash. I mean, we have a central collecting point, so we might do it quite simply. We push all of the stuff to one hopper, and there we just attach the... this time not a clock, but just an automatic loader, which detects if there's stuff going through the hopper or not. And if everything is in the minecart and the hoppers are all empty, the minecart will get sent away. I think that should work in this setup. Then we could... theoretically we could put the minecart somewhere up front, but it needs to be far enough away so we can place a redstone there, as we will have of course the other chamber directly on this side. The issue, however, is that sometimes stuff flies through. Also, not only just on the track, but also directly underneath the hoppers. And it would get stuck if we don't have the minecart collecting it. You know, like what lies on the track now. So I'm thinking of having the minecart still go all the way through and connecting the hopper clock, not the hopper clock, the detection system all the way at the back. Yep, we're doing it this way. Well, then we need one power track. Tony, focus. Here and maybe some more power tracks so it doesn't fall asleep halfway through. So maybe 3 power tracks here. Then we can steal the... That's not good. And then we can also place a lever underneath, because there's nothing in the way anywhere else. So that's good. Yeah. That seems fine. Should be fine. It's also watertight. We just need more hoppers then, of course. Let's work on that. How many? Oh boy. We need 8 additional ones. That's gonna be expensive. Do we even have so much? Because I've only reserved... Yeah. Just about. Because I've only had reserved enough for 5 in here. So also have only 5 chests, but we have enough wood. That is not an issue. 3 and 8. Oh, that hurts. That hurts a lot, but that is about still enough iron. That is good. I mean, otherwise we now have a good strip mine in place. So getting a couple of pieces of iron is not that of an issue. Can't I shift click? Apparently not. And we do have to remove this one again. Maybe let's close it up. Can't really access this anyway without crouching. Or not crouching without a trapdoor. That's fine. Oh, but the water's awkward. Help! Can't place it. Phew. Okay. Then all the kelp should get put into place. Yep, that works. And then we need to think about things. So we need to pull out the signal from the hopper. Yeah, of course we do. And I don't think we can do that. Oh great, I've trapped myself. Okay, maybe go underneath for now. Can you pull out the signal through a block? Don't even have a thing. Nope. Nope. I think you need stone for that. Or what is it? Comparator. And quartz? I think you need quartz, but these are reserved, so we have to take one of the others. Here we go. Yeah, that's a comparator, if I've ever seen one. That's awkward. So if we put... Nope. Yeah, of course it doesn't output anything because it's not even connected to the hopper. Gosh. Such an expert. Right, let's test that again. Yeah, but it still doesn't output anything. Then we need to put it here, and I'm already bouncing my head on the ceiling. Oh, have I not seen it? Let's try this again. You know, I'm learning about redstone at the same time as you do. Oh, it actually works. So that is great. Oh boy, and then we have to return the signal from underneath, of course. Or from back there would work, I suppose. Let's break the minecart line for now. So now I need to think. We need to invert the signal, right? Oh, that's too simple. That doesn't work, right? Nope. Uh-huh. So excuse me if I go now quiet, because I have to think. Oh, redstone in progress. Okay, that works. Let's connect up that stuff, so it doesn't go to waste. Alright, then I think that technically is everything that needs to be happening, right? Yeah, awesome. Then, okay, we need that block here. Let's just replace those with deep slate. And then it's very sleek and very slim. Awesome. Let's... oh, no, not the... oh, not the redstone. Yeah, we have to fish that now out of the system. All kinds of rubble. There's still... I think I got it now. There might be still other trash in there. Oh boy. The perks of doing system on a semi-half, on a semi-life system. Okay, it's clean now. Awesome. But the system is running, which is very good. Then we still are missing the wooden border and the glazing. Other than that, it should be done. And what have we used? I might need to enter here to check out some things. So excuse me while I do very awkward things here. Yes, that still has silk touch. Good. Okay, wood along the observers and then deep slate. Even though you can't see it, I still want to have it all clean, you know? We're in to make it proper. And I need more scaffolding. Alright. And then this chamber's almost done. We only need to fill in the water, which... well, we all know is the most awkward bit. Especially as we need the running water stream on top of here. That's gonna be lovely. that? What am I doing? Yeah, that actually is correct. And we need more of those here. Why have I... Oh. Sometimes I do wonder about the things I'm doing. Because not all of them make sense. I feel like I'm missing something here, but I don't think I do. Yeah, then this chamber, excuse me and my voice cracking, should be done. And the fun bit, of course, is the water stream on top, especially as we don't have any ice at the moment. So we have to do it manually. But first, let's create an infinite water source. Right here in the ground. Why not? Put away the tracks as we don't need them anymore, pretty sure. Yeah. Start filling in the glass so we at least have a lip here. And we don't flood the whole hall. That wouldn't be good. That wouldn't be proper. Alright. The water stream is on the most top row. Of course it is, right? Yeah. Yeah, okay, that should be easy. Says he while doubting himself. Let's grab some dirt. And some scaffolding again. And maybe now close it up. So we don't have any leakages. Know how that is? Yeah, that doesn't work, obviously. Okay. Yeah, I remember, that was very awkward the first time around. And it will be awkward the second time around. Oh, don't fall down. Okay, it's pitch black down here now. Alright. I think we need a trapdoor for this. Otherwise we won't be able to squeeze in. And this is why I've dug this access. Which is precariously close to the minecart. How do we enter this without creating any more chaos than absolutely necessary? Okay. Nope, that's... Here we go. And a trapdoor. Good. Don't fall in the hopper. That would be embarrassing. That should be all even. Good. Good. Then let's deal with the insides. Should also grab some kelp, I believe. Have enough here. And oh yes, something that I wanted to do is to bone meal the middle stripe. Just to have something green here. Maybe not tall. Or maybe do we want to have tall grass? Maybe we do actually. Uh-huh. Yeah, maybe we do want that way. Okay, good. Water. Okay, sorry if it's now a bit dark. You know how YouTube compression works. Maybe here's a torch. That should fix some things. Is it now all flowing water? Not flowing water. Is it not flowing water? Yes. These are all sources now, that is good. Too much trash in my inventory again. Like always. And always. Okay. Good. Then we can plant the first pieces of kelp. And bone meal the middle stripe. It's just tall grass this time apparently. Fine. What? No! Did I not place any kelp there? Or is it just overridden? The kelp. I don't think it can do that. Shouldn't be able to. Okay, it's maybe a bit too much tall grass now. Yeah, it's all okay in the back, not in the front. Yeah, that works. Alright. More water, more glass. Where is all my dirt? Gone. No, don't place it there, you dummy. Okay. Then let's put the torch here. So it doesn't get entirely dark. And jump up here. Goodness me. Maybe remove the torches from my inventory. That would help too. I hope the pistons are not too loud. They probably are though. I'm sorry. Okay, there's still flowing water. There's still flowing water. Okay, it should be all still now. Can put a torch here for now. Alright, more water. Let's start maybe on this side this time. Yeah, and that doesn't form a source to begin with. Oh boy. That's gonna get interesting. Oh boy, already an hour is gone. And we are just barely about to finish up the first chamber. Maybe a good thing that I've decided to do the quartz and iron collecting before the stream, otherwise we would still be sitting here tomorrow. Which wouldn't be too ideal. So no one has so much time. Is that spreading properly? Actually it is. Surprised. Alright. Okay, now it's getting just dark. I'm sorry. Nothing I can do about that. Oh, that it's awkward. Oh yeah, and the piston powering... don't make it much easier. Don't make the thing here easier. Any easier, if I can speak. Okay, but now it should be fine. I think it is. Now I'm just trapped. That is the only issue. How do I escape now? We do need a door also on this chamber. Should have done that first. That wasn't supposed to happen. But I thought I saw something that looked like a zombie. But apparently not. Apparently I'm just paranoid. But that's nothing new to me. Do we have no doors in the inventory? Okay, what can we drop? Alright. Okay, we can... Oh, we need kelp, of course, for the second row. So let's place those in. And I'm kind of amazed that you can place kelp on top of observers. Just one of those things. I should quickly drink my tea, it's getting cold. Which is a shame. Not to say a crime. Let your tea get cold, right? Okay, if I just remove the dirt. Yeah, ideally we would have ice there. Because that probably will create mess again. But there's only so much I can do about that. As long as we don't mess up the water stream on top. Is there a zombie banging a door? Seriously now. There's a pig man. It's not even nighttime. Is it that dude? What are you banging that door, my friend? The audacity! Alright. The question is, are these full source blocks? Apparently they are. Okay, then everything should rise up. Let's watch that for a moment. Because the dirt seems kind of stuck, but maybe... Why is it not flown upwards? Are the water sources missing? Or was it just pushed too much? I mean, of course, when the pistons go off, they obviously destroy the water sources, but they should fill back in. Okay, now it's going. Okay, maybe these are not water sources. Maybe we do have to fill them in manually. Alright. Let's do that orderly and start one by one, just to make sure. Maybe we should find an ice biome. Could do with some snow actually, so... Maybe some more exploring has to be done very soon. Would also probably be a good change, as we have been building and grinding a lot recently. And you know, you can't just build and grind. Need a good exploration every once in a while. Alright. This side is done, then the other side. Yeah, but I think our time is good. If we aim for a 3-hour stream, and the first chamber took 1 hour, surely the other two will go quicker, and then we have a bit of time to decorate the minecart tunnel on the other side. So that will work out swimmingly, no pun intended. Which is a lie, obviously, because it never goes swimmingly and the pun is always intended. Why is that growing in the observer not... Huh? That's not good. These are firing. They are firing. These are firing. But this one's dead. What's wrong with this one observer? Oh boy. I mean, good that we noticed it. Now, where is the redstone belonging to it? Oh yeah, there's redstone dust missing. Why? Sorry. Why is the redstone dust missing? I think everything else should be fine though. Maybe let's just break it and... Yeah, that seems good. Yeah, let's maybe paranoia test on the other side. Now, of course, we need to grab the kelp again. Get out of the water stream. Thank you, Tony. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yep, that seems to work fine now. And of course also this edge. Good. Chamber number 2 done. And I think we can remove the door now. Alright. Chamber 1 of 3 finished. How are the rates looking? Oops. How much has assembled? Of course, also trash. Yeah, okay. Not... Well, it's not actually too bad for this short amount of time. good. Then now that we know what we're doing, let's do the other chambers, shall we? And actually that, we need to remove those anyway. True, I had those there, because otherwise the kelp could overshoot. But of course that's not an issue anymore once the other side is done. Done and dusted. So let's maybe do that all now. Have I actually used... No. Yeah. I thought I wasted some deep slate here, but I didn't. Good, I suppose. Alright, what do I need to do now? Oh, the middle stripe is done. I just need to dig now. Maybe let's put in these first, as it kind of gives us a guiding of what we are doing. It's 8 of course. 4, 6... Wait, had I miscounted? Ooh. Is it closer than I thought it would be? These are 8, yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That is an issue. That is an issue. I did not expect the farm to go so far. I thought I have counted it, but apparently not. How do we fix that now? Okay, what can I get rid of? I mean, everything I kinda need eventually. Well, that's always the issue. Okay, let's brainstorm here. Oh, there's a rubble that's flying around here. Also not good. We need 8 redstone, or we have 8 lines for the farm. Then the glazing needs to go in front, and then it's directly next. Or is that what I... That's what I intended to do. To drive kind of through an underwater world, right? At least that's the only thing that would make sense. Okay, fine. Fine, I guess. Then we'll do that. I'm pretty sure Past Me had a good idea here. So I'm just gonna trust him on that. Even though I'm really not too sure if it's a good idea to trust a past version of yourself if you don't understand them, but who am I to say? All that needs to go away. That's good. At least I hope this pickaxe will survive. It will. Right? Hopefully. Fingers crossed. Oh, there's some lapis. Nope, I don't have my fortune with me. But that can be changed. Okay, I can get rid of that. Where's my fortune pickaxe? Eventually I should use some villagers probably to have golden carrots, because potatoes are easy to get but quite annoying in the long run. But then again, I would need to go to find a nether fortress in the first place. Maybe also a coming soon project. Exploring the nether. Even deeper. And I didn't grab any redstone. Of course not. That would mean thinking ahead. Don't do these kind of things. Alright. We don't need deep slate here. Then that's what we need to cut away. Alright. Why is here a block of deep slate? Oh, better not question it. I'm sure it has a reason. Oh, there's iron. That's good. Four, 5, 6, 8. It'll all make sense. But I'm really looking forward to the day we have all the basic farms ready. Bamboo is probably the most important now, after the kelp farm. And I'm thinking about maybe also doing sugarcane, as it's quite easy and useful for books. But we don't need actually that many farms, thinking about it. We could do pumpkins and melons. Yeah, for trading that's useful. So we probably should do that. But it's not anything I need right away. And I realized it's getting really crowded here. And of course we need to install the auto sorter for all the stuff we get from the mines. So that's still a project I'm looking forward to, especially as the place I had allocated for it is now kinda taken up by the redstone for the minecart system itself. So if I pull through and put the chests where originally intended for the chests to be, the output chests, then we can't really access them as there's redstone lines in the way. So that's kinda tricky. How deep do we have to dig that? Probably all the way to the ground, right? Give me that juicy iron. I mean, the copper isn't that valuable. I'm really amazed of how much we're getting. Really, for my build palette, I could have chosen way more copper than I actually did. I've intentionally only used it very sparsely, but I have tons of it already. So that's good. It's very good. Iron, lapis. Let's put that stuff away for now. No, I'm not a camel. Alright, where am I? What am I doing? Three, 4, 5. With a track onto the sand. 3, 4, 5. Too low. Okay. Yeah, and that's where the sand's gonna go. Alright. From the ground up, it's always a bit easier to get your hand around how things need to go than from the top down. And it's significantly lower than the minecart track, which is okay. I mean, we could change that. That would be a very easy fix. We wanted to. Oh, 1 row more. Alright. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good, good. Yeah, we should probably start thinking about how we include our minecart roller coaster into this thing. That's where the piston's gonna go. Now it's nighttime again. Because I don't have them on me. So the pistons will go here. The redstone will go 1 layer above. Right? Yeah. So we need to put deep slate then here. Easy. Once you roughly know what you're doing, easy. Out of deep slate. Alright. Then let's get the other stuff. Redstone stuff. Yeah, we should craft pistons. How much? 32 we do need, so 32 of iron, 32 redstone, and a bunch of wood. Then we can use a freshly mined cobblestone. Then also 32 observers, which means a stack of redstone. I have learned that. And way more cobblestone. Okay, beautiful. So what else do we need? Redstone, right. What am I doing? And more blackstone. Not blackstone, cobbled deep slate bricks. Cobbled deep slate bricks? Oh, that's not a thing. Would be an interesting texture, cobbled deep slate bricks. Don't know how it would look like. though. I'm just imagining those bricks with a deep slate. With a cobble deep slate texture overlaid. I mean, it's not the worst. I've seen worse things. Worse things. Worse should be a phrase. Or a word. Alright, the redstone goes here then. Yeah, if it's at the right height, it's definitely correct, right? I think I'm doing it correctly. Then here, deep slate, pistons, observers. Yeah. It's on the right height. Okay, we can fill in this hole, but I don't have any cobblestone, which is fine, I suppose. Five, 6, 7, 8. Alright. Now, the minecart. Obviously, for that part, we would remove the cobblestone underneath it. Oh. Yeah, we would need to make it kind of like an aquarium for it to make sense, I suppose. Not too sure about what the idea here really is. Maybe I also don't do the decorating part in this live stream, but rather think about it in between. Which would probably make a lot of sense. I really have to think about that. I think my original idea was to have kind of an aquarium where we are just going through with the minecart. But then again, we have chambers here. You know, the idea was to have water on this side and also water on the other side. And just a small tight glass tunnel in between. As we of course need glass in between here so that the kelp doesn't shoot out. We don't lose it. Because efficiency. Do we need to have access to this? We were not going to, I'm afraid. So maybe I shouldn't ask that question. Huh. Okay, deep slate goes on top of here, and there are the pistons, and alright, alright. Makes sense. And we will have a torch here. Four, 6, 8. Okay, the torch needs to go one higher. It's also alright. We of course need to close that off. Is there redstone now everywhere? don't repeat the same mistake. Maybe put the observers in first, otherwise we won't be able to reach. Jump up here. What have I done now? Okay, now I'm trapped myself. Fine. Good, good. You see, we are much quicker now. At least for the farm itself. Still a significant amount of thinking left. Creative idea generation. Alright, that's where the redstone needs to go, once again. And another row of observers. Nope, not like this. Okay, but before we fit it in with the water, I want to know what I'm doing here. So maybe we just do the other chamber first. Or fill in the ceiling, as that is still something we need to do. Alright, that is actually quickly done. Ah! My armor still looking good. Alright, we can fill in this with cobblestone. Right. Yeah, I'm doing things correctly, I think. And that actually doesn't need to be there. Yep, that's not a visible sight. Okay, let's keep that in mind. No rhyme intended. And this time I'm speaking truthfully. Okay, we need pumpkins. I think that's just 2 rows without. Same on the other side. Then should have 4 in the middle. Yeah, it felt weird what I was doing. I see now why. Alright, that looks good. Let me grab the pumpkins. We're making good progress. Maybe let's eat another baked potato. Just saturation, it's an issue. Pumpkins. Maybe let's also craft up the other stuff that we need. Because why not? Alright. Another set of pistons. But we do need more cobblestone for that. Yeah, my inventory is a mess. Thanks for informing me. Cobblestone. Uh-huh. 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 And then observers. Those also need cobblestone. We finally have a proper use for all of that cobblestone. For that we need quartz. Right. I mean, it's still only making a dent. It's better than nothing. Alright, we're gonna need kelp. We will need some more sand. Is there anything I'm ignoring that I need? I don't think there is. Good, good. One pumpkin dude and another pumpkin dude. Yeah, let's leave the scaffolding here for now. And furnish up the other chamber. Ah, why? I'm running out of space on my mouse pad. That is not good. Let's fix the position. Oh, now I changed the sensitivity. That what I had before? I think so. Oh boy. Okay, oh, that's one too deep. I'm sorry, it's pitch black again. Okay, that's the middle. So let's go all the way forward. All the way up. We need 8 deep, so 5, 6, 7 and 8. Yeah, and the kelp is flying everywhere. But that won't be an issue once all the chambers are filled in with water, of course. At least as long as it doesn't ping-pong the kelp back and forth. You know, from one side to the other, and it never lands in the hopper. That would not be good. Let's just hope this doesn't happen. Huh. Yeah, some of the music on this playlist is really catchy. Why is... Huh. Okay, I don't know why these blocks were there. They don't really have a purpose there. Alright. Okay. Redstone line goes here. Let's put it in while we're at it. Nope, not here. And don't skip a single bit. Because we know what happens if we do. We don't want that. Complete line. Well, that is good. Let's get the scaffolding back out again. Alright, then the observers. Then another line of deep slide. Yeah, see, now I'm really knowing what I'm doing. Now that I come to the end of the process. Where I don't need that knowledge anymore. I mean, I still need it, but... You know what I mean. Pistons. We have to make it dark again, and I fall down. Fortunately not too deep. I have dug all the way in my strip mine from iron level to perfect diamond level. So pretty much all the way to bedrock. It's just a ladder going down. It is so scary looking up and down there. It's just a fall into the abyss. I'm telling you. I have no water source on the bottom of it currently, which makes it scarier still. Alright, some... Okay, that was now very humbling. Let's phrase it like that. Then the final observers go in. And the farm is, the technical bit at least, pretty much done. Oh boy. Okay, let's place a torch there for now. And that can be filled in, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, seems good. Oh, the observers here are still missing. That's why the piston didn't go off. I was wondering. Okay. These are the final observers to go in. Redstone line is complete. Awesome. Then we need a torch somewhere in here as well. I mean, we could fill it in on the top side, but for some reason I have left that open for elven access. I don't know, let's just leave it the way it is. It's raining outside, isn't it? You can hear it. So 2 lines without the pumpkin, then the pumpkin. We will probably replace the pumpkins with something a bit more exciting. But currently I just don't have access to any other block-shaped lighting source. So it has to do for now. Once we find a fortress, we can use copper bulbs. Copper bulbs, which would be awesome. We of course need to wax them, but I do have some bees. So we can work that out. But I haven't looked after the bees in a while. They could have escaped and I wouldn't have noticed. So that's maybe not too ideal. Maybe I should check on them. And breed them. So we actually have a proper... We could make an automatic bee farm. That's maybe a thing. We still have to do. Let's keep that idea in the back of our heads. Ooh, lag. Sorry. Okay, that's filled in too then. 1 and 2. Alright, then we should stop procrastinating on what we're doing with the minecart line. As it's now high tide to think about something. Kelp is flying out. And I actually need some of that later on. Yeah, what do we do here? Maybe I'll just use glass for now. Just make it simple and do any more fancy stuff later on just to get this farm working. But anyway, with that, give me a moment and I'll be back in a minute. So don't go anywhere. I'll be back very soon. I'm back. And I've not found the ideal solution, but I definitely want to have some kind of a watery experience here eventually. But I think for now we just do it simple. Just to have the farm finally running. I think that's a smart thing to do right now. Because obviously if I'm gonna do anything fancy here with a minecart line, we won't be able to finish that in the stream anyway. And that would probably be more like a video kind of project. So that's fine. But how do we furnish that it makes sense at all? Because obviously the glazing is here. So it's very cuddly. Which is something I don't really like, to be honest. But it's not that we have that much of a choice. If we do something like that... Yeah, it's not going to look good with a minecart for now. Until we do that properly, that's for sure. I mean, we could just for now seal the wall off with trapdoors. And don't put any glazing here. Maybe that's the solution I'm going with for now at least. Not long term, certainly not long term, but just to furnish it up in a way that it makes visually sense. You know what I mean. So yeah, then I need a buttload of spruce trapdoors, but I think I should still have some in my chest down here. Who's... No, isn't it adorable? As long as it isn't trying to destroy my door, it can live. Wood. Wood. 25. Oh, but it's dark oak. Oh, I already have them in my inventory. Oh boy. How observant I am. Do you really need to go in here? Fine, I suppose. Oh well, oh well. Also don't want to see any of that. Maybe just use full cobblestone blocks here. Or maybe just a line of deep slate. Why not? I think in that instance it actually makes sense. Okay. Then where are my trapdoors again? No, it's dancing. I see. So small. So tiny. And those trapdoors shouldn't be affected, right? Nope, only those are. Okay, but I can live with that. Can I actually? Can I live with that? Not too sure. Alright, yeah. Yeah, piglin, baby. Why? What are you staring at me? It's a bit sad, to be honest, to put it all behind trapdoors. But until we figure out what to do with it long term, I think we have no other choice, really. And we certainly should replace that line. It's probably also... yeah. Also ugly on the other side. So that's not good. I think those on the corner... well, let's leave them for here for now. That's fine. Can I reach? Well, that's an answer. How do I fill in the water here, actually? Because it also feels like I have trapped myself in there. Have I lost a stair in the process? I must have. We need one more stair and a whole load of trapdoors. Fine, fine. We can do that, we can do that. Maybe there's a stair in our trash chest? No? Well, then it has despawned. Alright, but there are more than enough stairs. How many trapdoors do we need? Let's go with so many for now. Can always do more later when we need to. Cannot put the fortune pickaxe away, so don't need it. Have I forgotten anything? Probably. Probably. Well, that's a dead hallway. What was that sound? Did you hear that? It did not sound like... didn't sound healthy. That's for sure. Alright. Yeah, that looks very very depressing from this side. Oh boy. And we need to relocate the access. And now I don't have any door. Let's grab that quickly, and we have another piglin. Now we should be careful when they're multiplying, because you know how it is, and you can't hit them anymore. Do I not have any doors? There are some. Wasn't there a door once? Has it been broken down, or am I just now imagining things? I mean, I wouldn't be too surprised. Either way. I suppose. Alright, now I have some... It's a never-ending back and forth, isn't it? But I should have them in the chest. Then we only need to fill in the water in the kelp, and then the farm is done. That's exciting. Very exciting. Because to me it is the first time I've ever done a farm on that scale. I mean, it is not really large. Or with that complexity, I should say. I built bigger farms before, but very simple ones. Okay, it looks now clean from that side. Not pretty, but clean. Which is what I'm going for right now. So that maybe... Yeah, that maybe isn't the best way of entering it. You know, where all the redstone is. I just need to remove that for now. We need to go one higher, as obviously that's where the water will go. Then we can access it from the top. That should work. I have enough kelp, I have enough bone meal, and I have some water. So what could go wrong? Let's place a few torches around. That part always makes me nervous, especially on camera. And it's so easy to make a fool of yourself while doing these sorts of things. Okay, let's put on the kelp. And bone meal in the middle. Oh, of course there's no tall grass, as we... Yeah. And... Oh, water was... the plants were in the way, I see. Uh-huh. That should all be source blocks now. Excellent. Now we have some tall grass. I think that's more than enough. Then the third layer. Yeah, and that's where things get nasty. Oh, for goodness gracious. Could you stop? We're getting there. I have faith. Not a lot, but that's more than nothing. Okay. There it's still flowing, and here it's still flowing everywhere, isn't it? Okay, now I think it's all sources. Let me quickly eat something. Then the next row. Can I not reach? Thank you. I always forget that you can actually click on the observers if they don't have any UI. Which makes things a bit easier. Okay. Good. Good. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Okay, that should all be safe, and then we need... should be put in the dirt, maybe fill it in the water first, then the dirt. Okay, now it's the observer mess again. And we should definitely avoid clicking on the trapdoors, as that would cause a lot of pain. There is still flowing water. Okay, I think we're good. Then I need a layer of dirt, and I don't have any on me. Of course not. I mean, we can click on the trapdoors, just not with water in my hand. But with dry hands, it's alright, I suppose. Dirt. Here we go. Alright. And that's actually not even in... I need about 40 pieces of dirt, not 17. You dummy. But no one of you want me. You could have told me that I needed more dirt. Okay. Sorry for the hiccup. Must be the non-sparkly tea. Talking of tea. Yeah, and it's completely cold by now. But that just always happens. Okay. Okay. Let's remove that again and fill in what we have destroyed. Yeah, that's why I can't move, because the water current is... Oh. Wait. Oh. Because we have water sources on both sides. It also fills in the minecart tracks with water? Is that what's happening here? I mean, but as long as the system still works, that's fine. It's a bit slower, but doesn't need to be fast. Oh, that's where the water was missing. Yeah, these are full. Sauce. Then let's also put in water here. You know? Everywhere or nowhere. But then we have the issue again that kelp can be trapped underneath the hoppers. Oh, no, it can't, because it can't swim all the way upwards, and as long as it's in the water, the minecart should be able to pick it up. Well, we have to observe that. But that could be a new bug in the system. Yeah, and I need to get out of there for now. Because I need to be in swim mode. Oh, I mean, that works too, I suppose. More difficult route. Are these now all sources? Probably not. Oh well. Oh well. Okay. Then one here, and that should all make a beautiful water stream. Then we can remove the dirt again. And then we probably... That's not good. Why is the hopper minecart now stuck? We have to investigate that, but before we do that, let's fix in all those potentially not available water sources. That's so odd. Really don't know what happened here. But to be honest, I've never worked with minecarts underwater before, so it's probably just me, the issue here. Yeah, and we also have to fix up the water sources here. Even though they should regenerate with the growing kelp automatically. Not to mention that they will be broken again. Right, so it probably doesn't even make sense to fill them in with water. I don't even know. Let's blaze in the kelp. And let's test it out. This corner works. As it does this one. Yep, that seems all very fine and good. And then I would say... Are these... Why is that stuff not flown upwards? Or am I just too impatient? Oh yeah, that's what I was supposed not to do. Okay, but luckily it doesn't go anywhere. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they just take time. Because I don't see any water stream here. Okay, let's see what happened to the minecart. Why that one's stuck. And I have no good way of accessing it right now. Just noticing. I also can't push it from here, which is a bit unfortunate. Oh boy. Yeah, that's why accessibility in a redstone build is important. Get stuck there again. But it was fine when I didn't have that water source here, I think. So then maybe try it without it, because I don't necessarily need it there. Let's see if it comes back this time. Yeah, now it works. I don't understand why, but I'm not going to question it. Okay, and how I'm supposed to do this? Okay, there's an escape. Alright. Water time! All sources? All sources. According to all the sources. Who knows which song I'm referring to? According to all the sources. Some of you must know. I would be disappointed if not. Yeah, let's bone meal the middle. So much tall grass. Maybe not here. Fine. All the tall grass then. More water. More water. Oh, don't get stuck down there. Yeah, maybe I should do it from up here. Seems way easier. Then I think that side... Nope. Cannot... Yeah, I can't pull it out from the sides because then I'm creating a source flowing water block again. Alright, understood. Yeah, then let me grab those two. So we don't have any random water pockets floating about. Uh-huh. That's where this comes in handy again. Ah, that's the block I removed. I was wondering why there was a black block in a spot where there shouldn't be a block. No, that was not intended. Okay. That's all clean. Wonderful. One, let's fill this side in. Awesome. And then we're almost done. Or, yeah, we all are almost done. They should eat something, I'm just realizing. Okay, that should fill in now. Awesome. Where are my taters? Maybe let's keep both buckets at hand. Now comes the observer row, which is always the most annoying one. Yeah, we have to place one on each doubtful face. Or what would you call that expression? What the hell was that? Good. How have we done this on the other side? I mean, there's a trapdoor, I can't click on that. Maybe let's just blaze in the dirt first. The wonders. No! Don't do that! Don't do that either. Okay, but I have to do that, otherwise I don't come out. Don't come out or don't get out. Alright. Trying to get on top of it because then it's easier. Yeah, much better. And now also the mine cart rail is underwater again. Let's see if it can make it. If it can make its way back. Yeah, seems good. Seems good. So all that stuff eventually, maybe I'm just too impatient, should float up. Maybe I just need to give it more time. But it... Huh. Yeah, let's maybe place a kelp first. Maybe breathe some water. Something shot over here. Haven't seen what it was though. So... works. Works as well. I think that... Oh, it does work too. Haven't I removed redstone from there? Okay, but it works. That's good. Alright, where's the minecart? Because there's stuff accumulating, which is not good. It got stuck again. Then we probably need more power rails. That's awkward. That's... Oh dear. Oh dear. What do I do with all these water sources now? Right, let's do the same here. I don't need all of them. Wait, if we just place it, would this then also override? Nope, it would not. Oh, interesting. Okay, what was my plan? Before I get interrupted. Oh yeah, power rails. Okay, there's still stuff. Not sure. But it's not too big enough of an issue if it's not entirely lossless, to be honest. But it should be as close as lossless as possible. Let's get another bunch. Probably need it. Okay, I need to get this guy out of here. Okay, now I need a trapdoor. Of course I don't have any. Give me a trapdoor, thank you very much. Get rid of the rotten flesh. Alright. But then again, last time it got stuck on the power rail underwater, which is... I don't know. I don't know what's happening here. Let's put 3 on this side and 3 on the other. Then maybe that's enough. Let's just hope and pray it is. We of course have to observe it for a while, because the fuller it gets... Oh, there's not a lot of trash in it, isn't there? Alright, okay, I think that this is just impatience of mine. Ooh. Yeah, that looks actually quite good. Let's put all that kelp in here. See what happens. Give me back those rails, thank you. And let's see if it's coming back or not. I'm waiting. Yeah, that's not good. It got stuck. But this time... Okay, it's really just too full. I mean, usually it shouldn't even accumulate so much. It's because I've also stress tested it, you could say. And I don't really want to The thing is, if you have too many directly attached to one another, it's not really effective. So I try to remove those for now. And have her set here? No, that's okay. Alright. Alright. That wasn't smart to do. But it's only a simple redstone line, so we can live with that. Then I need another lever. Where is a good place to put stuff? Because we can't hide a lever everywhere, of course. Maybe we just push that a bit forwards. Give me the lever, I need that. We can hide a lever here. That's not an issue. But we can't do it symmetrical on the other side. Now I have to run. No, it's not coming back. It's too heavy. Which concerns me, because I haven't tested out a fully built minecart on my other minecart line. But then again, these are chest minecarts and this is a hopper minecart, so I think it's different. I think a chest minecart gets faster or has more velocity as fuller as it gets. Maybe simply have to extend them. What is a clean way of doing this? Let's give it a push for now. I mean, that seems to work out fine. Let's see if it comes back or not. Nope, it doesn't. Okay, then we certainly need more power underwater. So also extend this one to 5. Then put back the full minecart and see if it returns now. Oh, come on. Oh no, now it's a different issue. Okay, it did make it out. It did make it out. So that's good. Then it got stuck there on the bridge. Is it? It's on its way back, I think. Yes, it is. Alright. Well, then that part is good. Yeah, we need to put more here. Maybe directly behind the corner. Maybe let's try to put something here. I think that would look clean enough. Let's get... Inventory is a mess today, I'm sorry. Just have to deal with it. Okay, well, then we can make a lever to try that out if that finally works. What have I done now? Okay, that's the middle. That's the middle. Okay. Then let's go all the way to the other side. It should return now, right? Yeah. That seems good. Then we might push all these a bit further back, so they're a bit more hidden. So, how do we... Well. Okay, we maybe just have to stop it. No, we can't. It's so powerful now. Just runs through us. Okay, 3. 3, so directly behind those. Pretty much where they were before. Always good to know. Okay, it's pretty much almost full. So let's see if it makes it. And sip more tea in the meantime. Because then we can finally take that automatic auto-smelting kelp, dried kelp block supplying device back on. Which is very exciting, but maybe let's clean out the trash first. What? No. Don't put a lever there. Okay. The question is, how do you even put that thing on? Oh. True, the hopper clock was always doing things. Okay. Yeah, let's maybe speed up the process a bit. And then, as soon as this has counted down, that minecart should spurt out. And evenly distribute its kelp. There's 24 in there. And the rest get put down. Okay. So they all have received one. Excellent! Very excellent. And the rest all comes into this barrel, which will probably very soon overflow, and we need to exchange it to a double chest or put hoppers underneath it. Oh boy. Alright, but that is very good news. And I think we can then close that off. Is that kelp actually... will it eventually flow up? Or are we missing water sources here? I think we might are missing water sources there. Because that doesn't look like the kelp is going anywhere, to be honest. Okay, how's the other chamber doing? I don't see anything accumulating here, but just to be on the safe side. Oh, lag. Really, that farm shouldn't be too much for my PC to take. Don't drown. Don't drown. Okay. Alright, I think that should be good. I don't know why those are not swimming up. Yeah, and these are stairs, so we can't place any water against those. Had to learn that the hard way. Maybe... maybe I'm just paranoid now. It's very much possible. But I just want to make sure that we don't have any dead spots. And we need to make sure that we don't have any trash in the system. Ugh. Okay, then I think we can finally close that up. Fill that back in. One more redstone. Yeah, talking about there being stairs. You see the issue? You see the issue. Alright, and that's gonna get annoying very soon, very quickly. Is there redstone? Let's just live it with it for now. If we power the trapdoor... would that cause issues? Not on this side, but we can't really power this one. What to do with this trapdoor? Maybe just have to live with it. Yeah, okay, the tunnel is clean, not pretty, but as I've said, I will change things around here. This will be an experience when it's done. For now, the trapdoors are just there, so that it's somewhat clean. Okay, and that apparently is now my throughway. Not sure how I'm feeling about that. Oh, but another thing we now can do, that it's all finished, is to close that up. Awesome. Maybe use a wood block here. Yep. Oops, sorry, minecart. That works. Well, then we already have removed the door here. Then we can do the same there as well. 2 more glass. And another wooden stair. Should have plenty of those. Let's see, why has that run out of fuel? Maybe the timer is a bit too slow. I mean, there's plenty of stuff to be cooked, that's for sure. Yeah, maybe we have to shorten the time on the ether hopper clock. But that's an easy change. Alright, let's fix the floor. Made a mess here, I know. And now I guess we have to just wait and observe for a little while. which is fine with me. Oh, ask any questions if you want, as I have no time. Should we have that as an official access latch? Do we need access? I mean, I guess that's our official access into it from here. I mean, I will leave in this door for now, as we will make use of it a lot when we are finishing up this area. So I think it makes sense to have this one for now as well. Yeah, and then once the other side is done, we can think. But I don't want to leave it just half done, you know? But let's close it off for now, as I'm not a big fan of it just being open like that. We know where it is. So, okay, that has refueled. That's good. I mean, ideally also the dried kelp blocks shouldn't accumulate here, but rather it should be on par. The speed should be exactly right. Which is difficult to achieve, of course, and that is why we... Or what means why? We have these hoppers here anyway, so... We can have up to 6 stacks in total. For each, not furnace smoker. Yeah, I'm really just observing it now, and see what happens. So sorry if that's not the most exciting stream, but it was never going to be today. Just building and relaxing, drinking cold tea. Okay. Well, let's see if it makes it all the way to 6 or maybe 7. I mean, the output rate, it's standard thing. You need to dry 9 kelp blocks to have then fuel for 20 more to dry, so if you put 9 back in, we have a bit more than a half of actually result. So it would make sense if it now goes off, 3 go back into the smelter and 4 into the output chest. Let's see. Yep. Yeah, but that works fine. The other thing, of course, it should not... They shouldn't stop. If they ever stop smelting, we need to put a bit... Words. We need to take some cobblestone out of the hopper clock. But it certainly doesn't run out of kelp to smelt. But then again, the thing is, a lot of kelp accumulated while the farm wasn't really running. But what we really should do is stress test the farm. That means removing all of the wet kelp from the system. And see if that leads to any issues. So we make the farm completely dry. Which of course is difficult with this guy running back and forth. I mean, except for what we still need. Don't want to waste anything. Okay, that's burnt down. Alright. Yep, now comes... Okay, has had put 2 in each. Which is good. True, I wanted to change things around here and have it... You know, rather than... Oh, it actually goes through already, so... Ah, no, I've stopped this minecart. That's not... No! That's not good. We need to... Oh, wow. I mean, too bad. What I wanted to say. I thought that it would stop in the final hopper and reverse here, which wouldn't be good for equally distributing the stuff, but I've already made that the right way round. So that's not an issue, and... Okay, I have... The minecart has successfully put 1 fuel in. So let's remove the 4th one. Yeah, I think there was only 1 in there. Oh, let's remove all of them. No, actually not. That's not the intent. Because I want to stress that I removed the one that I think was in there. That was supposed to go down here. So, let's see. Okay, it's now burning empty. Which is not good. Which would mean the farm is still too slow? We'll wait. The question really is if it can help itself out of this pickle. Or if it will forever stay in that. Oh, the thing is... What's happening here? It's not that the farm can't deliver enough. It's just the minecart can't drop them off quickly enough. That is an issue I did not think about. Alright, how do we fix that now? I mean, it returns immediately anyway. So we can't really make it... I mean, we could speed it up a little bit by using more power rails, but... That's a botchy solution. The thing is, when we have a minecart unloading station, then sorry for the chair squeak, and then I don't know how we would evenly distribute. The kelp. So that now really is an issue. Let me know if you have any ideas. I'm really now a little bit... I'm blanking here. Okay, let's maybe stop the farm for now. Can't think. Can't think when it's running. Also that we don't waste any more. And also empty that minecart now out, because it's also not the best stress test than if the minecart's already full. I mean, we could change on this side. The loading station is outside the farm, but that has other difficulties. First and foremost, we wouldn't be able to pull a signal out, as there's no space for the comparator anywhere. Because these are not available as there's water, and here we obviously can't put a block there, except if we pull up the hoppers even further. But then we also have the other issue that stuff might get stuck. I mean, thinking about it, if the minecart goes above it, we wouldn't need all the hoppers at all, but I don't know if it would speed things up that much. Yeah, instead of the hoppers, just the minecart could collect stuff. And it would at least make it a bit quicker. Boy, I hate to do this now, but we might have to. What do I need for that deep slate? Ideally just deep slate, maybe a few tracks. Alright. Way more dramatic than I thought that would be. And of course I have not taken any deep slate out of the chest. I was just saying it. Oh boy. Where have I put it? 39 should be enough. I will get that farm running today. That's for sure. Of course, unfortunately, we won't be able to see the minecart swooshing back and forth anymore, but that's okay. Ugh. We of course... I mean, no, we don't actually need anything here. We only need to power that final bit here, so that it always returns. That's all we need. Why is it all? What? Why are there not two? Excuse me? These are hoppers, not minecarts, you dummy. Oh boy. Yeah. Goes to my brain, as you can see. It really does. Alright. Also should have some polish. No, I can't make it out of this. Maybe fill them in later. It's fine too. I mean, these hoppers will be very handy in a different project, so that's something I'm certainly not sad about. So yeah, let's open that up so we can walk. Wait, if we put a lever here... We don't have one on me, but that's alright, we can deal with that. That definitely would power all the redstone, right? Yeah, so that's not good. So that's something we can't do. All right. Let's remove the lever from here, as we don't need this one anymore, and I don't want to have any blind redstone currents anywhere. That's never a good idea. But we need to put something somewhere. Where is a good place to put a lever? I mean, that shouldn't be the tricky bit, you know? Maybe let's just put the power rails here. Alright. Then go back to the other chamber. And empty out this minecart. No, let's not empty out it for now. But rather first stress test the rail system. Because we probably need more power rails. Oh, it actually works. Surprised. How is that enough power? I mean, it slows down quite a bit there. So what we will do... we will add a few more here. Does it even need those? Let's test it. Nope, seems fine. How full is it? Ugh. Barely full. Let's... don't have so much stuff actually. Let's get a bit more kelp. Fit it in properly. So we can properly stress test the rail system before we stress test the smelter. Okay. Let's give it a push. Okay, that seems to work. Why is there a redstone torch? Then let's bring it to a halt and empty out the whole system. But I need to empty out my pockets first. Otherwise that won't work. All the trash everywhere. Let's maybe get rid of those wooden items. Okay. Alright. System is now pretty much empty. I'm thinking, should we put some power rails back? Just to give it more velocity. Yeah, maybe I just double up those. Okay, then I'm also collecting everything that has accumulated. So the system is as empty as it can get. And then we will give this a push. And this a boop. And then it's fully running, and now the big question, if it's really self-sustainable. If it works as intended. Okay. That's filling in. And... well, derp, we have to give it a start. A jump start, but we should... yeah, okay, I could have left them in there. But we can also put them in manually. That's fine. And then we will see if it's self-sustainable or not. But yeah, now we have the problem that it's not completely evenly distributing stuff. How's the minecart down here going? We have already 3 in there. That's halfway through. Okay, that seems good. That seems quite healthy. Yeah, but that's burning empty again. We could of course have a circle of track. And with that multiple hopper minecarts going. That is really the only solution I can think of right now. Okay, give me a moment. The tea is demanding its tribute. I'm right back. Alright, I was thinking we actually have to catch the minecart to see if there's anything in there, or if the kelp production is still too slow. Yeah, maybe the kelp production is still an issue. Because the issue with making it a circle... Okay, now we have... Sorry. Quite a bit in there. Now the minecart goes over the hoppers 2 times. If we have a circle, it only goes over them 1 time. Which means with 2 minecarts... It is a status quo, so we need at least 3. But if kelp production is just still too slow, like it apparently is, then we might still need to expand our farm even further. Which is not something I like to do, but if that's the issue... Let's see, those should get picked up, yep. So that's not the issue. We have planted kelp everywhere where it needs to be planted. Huh. Yeah, maybe we need to expand it even further. So maybe we won't get the farm done today anyways, which would be sad. But it just doesn't seem... If I can catch it. Yeah, that's a bit of a... I thought it would be quick enough now, but... Nope. Not a chance. Alright, alright. I mean, in the meantime we can put all the kelp in. Just smelt it on manual mode. Or dry it on manual mode. Because I need to get rid of it eventually. I think that's all of the kelp, right? There's a bit. I mean, it's not wrong to have some spare, so we'll leave them there. Good. Then we have 6 stacks. Each of them, which means 18 blocks. Okay, let's just have that process manually. Alright, I think my game plan is to add 2 more chambers to the others further back there and see if that works. Or if that then is enough. We also don't need too much kelp. We need just the right amount, so those work at the same speed. And we are not too far off, so I feel like 2 more chambers would maybe do the trick. And then, rather than having the minecart go back and forth, I might try to have a complete circle. But then we would need 3 minecarts? 3 or 4 minecarts going along? Or a different distribution system. I don't know if there are any clever contraptions who evenly distribute stuff. But also not too complicated. I mean, I could think of ways how you could do that, but... I mean, of course, we could just have... In theory... Of course, right here we don't have the space, as this is already the wall to the hall. But ignoring that wall, we could add more hoppers to the side, have it... Or we could do it on this side. If we relocate this track. Have a row of 3 hoppers all facing in each other, and this track snake around. Then we could save ourselves from having to build a full circle of track, because if it snakes around, maybe, you know, we have a row of 3 hoppers each. Then it goes over it, over each smoker 6 times. Which I think already is more than enough, so maybe that's a better solution. Just doubling the hoppers here. And if we double the hoppers 1 time, then we can also just add a row of hoppers here. So we might need an additional 6 hoppers, but then again, we now have so many from the other side. So maybe I will try this instead. Because of course also this system doesn't have to be any faster than we can produce kelp, but we obviously still are way too slow in producing kelp, as you can see. Oop, I shouldn't press escape so often. As these hoppers are emptying out. Because our minecart is not able to produce, or our system is not able to produce enough kelp still. I mean, another solution would still to X out one of the smokers. But I don't really want to do that. You know, I'm a bit stubborn on that. Even though 1 smoker would be way more than enough for a single player world. Let's be honest about that. But 3 looks just much cooler. But it's so expensive to increase the farm. Another 2 chambers will be one more stack of iron and 1 more stack of netherite quartz. Netherite quartz. Nether quartz. Excuse me. But let's check the farm again if it's really lossless or... I mean, it looks good here. I don't see anything stuck anywhere. Of course, the critical ones are the new chambers. I had plenty of time watching these two. Or, well, one. The one on this backside, of course, also new. No, that looks all fine. So I don't think... That looks a bit odd, but that has to do with the missing block there. No, the system is working fine. I mean, another way of handling things, of course, is that we detect here if the minecart is full or not. And have it circle around as long as it needs to, and can only escape that section if it's empty. But then only works if it comes with a large amount of kelp, because if it only has, you know, 7 pieces in there, maybe constantly 7 or 8, then we have the problem that it's not really even. And by just spinning back and forth, regardless if it's full or not, it's more likely that it gets even. At least as long as a minecart never gets empty, completely dried out. Yeah, so maybe spinning around is more... Yeah, that's the way to go. But we need more kelp chambers. But... I won't build them today. I won't. I have built 3, and the stream has to end eventually. But for all of those of you new to the channel, I will show you what I built last episode in the series. I mean, it's kind of a spoiler, but still, it's too cool not to show you. It's my minecart roller coaster. Whee! Just so lovely and peaceful. Very peaceful. There's a little campsite. And yes, we have to clean up the cave, of course. It's very, very mucky at the moment. A big mess. Then we go 1 pocket forward as this empty minecart leaves the station now. It's a fully self-sustained... I mean, not really automatic as we still have to push buttons, but semi-automatic system. And that is a way back, which is completely plain so far. And that is the farm we just expanded. Then it leads all the way back. Alright. Well. So I have to do more work apparently, which will happen off camera. You've seen me building these kelp chambers enough of times. So I will expand the farm as much as it needs to be. And fiddle around with the minecart system. I mean, the later one shouldn't... I mean, that's the easier part. I mean, actually the more difficult but less work part, you know. The one that I appreciate more than having to build 2 more chambers. Or should I just remove one of the smokers, or maybe even 2 and only have 1? I don't know, I have to think about that. So sorry if it's a bit disappointing that after all we still were not able to finish this farm, as I underestimated or overestimated the output of the kelp farm itself. But that is fine. That is totally fine. I will finish it up in between episodes. Hopefully before the next episode. I think that will happen because that just now bugs me. So we'll finish up in between episodes and we'll just quickly show you the working farm the next episode. But don't spend too much time on it. You know, I just will give you a quick tour and then turn our attention to different things. Maybe something storage related. And I'm not talking about the automated item sorter that we will eventually build down here. That has to wait. Because that's not a high priority, but just a regular storage system for our personal stuff and building materials. That is definitely a high priority. So we will probably do that next episode. Otherwise, thank you so much for joining in today. I hope it was still, I don't know, entertaining, relaxing, whatever you wanted from the stream. I definitely had a good time. Even though water placement was frustrating as it always is, but still, I had fun. So I hope you had too. Take good care. And see you very soon in my next episode or my last episode if you haven't seen it, which was a very fun one, so go watch it. Or in the next live stream or in the comments or somewhere else. I will see you. You will not be able to get rid of me. Bye!